Guys, hi guys, welcome to the channel. Tessie here. And as you know, we discuss so many things on the channel, and there's a couple of things I wanted to discuss in this video. Today we're gonna be analyzing one of the most disgusting Reddit posts I've ever seen, talking about black women and whether black women are desirable and why they're not, and why black and Asian women are desirable. You know, the same old toxic rant that you hear on YouTube in those familiarly toxic spaces. So yeah, we're going to be discussing that. So don't forget to smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share the video because this is going to be interesting. I'm going to dive deep into this post that was shared to me, which I really wish it wasn't, because I always tell my friends to not share things like this to me. And the funniest thing is I always share my videos with my friends, so I'm not sure why they posted this in the group chat. But okay, I'm going to show you this post. And it is one of the most ridiculous posts I've seen, but it really does go deep into the mindset that they have when it comes to trying to condition black women to make themselves believe that they're undesirable. Not just black women, Asian women as well. They were talking about Indian women in this post, about how Indian women are seen as undesirable. This conditioning, I really want to show you guys this because normally I don't look at content like this because it's not healthy. It's not productive. It does absolutely nothing for me. This is a negative zero, completely negative net profit to my life. Negative zero profit to my life, right? But I want you to recognize how deep this conditioning goes so that you can see it, see through it, and move past it. Now, this Reddit post contains a link to the YouTube video that talks about black women supposedly being undesirable, black and Indian women. Now, fortunately for me, I only just discovered Reddit last year. I actually mentioned this in one of my previous videos. And yeah, I don't ever frequent Reddit, on a regular basis. Thank God, because it seems to have some of the most frustrated people on the planet. But you can just see from these posts and these responses just how determined people are to try and set this narrative that black women are undesirable, as if every single black woman in the world experiences this. And I really need black women to see just how desperate and just how frustrated and miserable a lot of people are. And you know the old saying, misery loves company? Of course, misery loves company. A lot of these people are projecting their own experiences onto black women as a whole. You'll see a whole trope of negative stereotypes in this post, talking about black women being obese, black women being, loud and aggressive, talking about Indian women having too much body hair and all sorts of things, and that they have an auntie body. It's just completely misogynistic and completely disgusting, but it's not surprising. And it's not something new. I've seen this quite a lot. So it's something I'm used to, and it's something that doesn't faze me. Neither does it really, it's more amusing to me because when you show them that actually as a black woman, that is not your experience, I've realized that they get really upset when they realize that a lot of black women like me get spoiled. We get a lot of attention. We have been desired most of our adult life. And this really hurts them because this is the narrative that they're desperate to try and set. They're desperate to try and condition black women, Indian women, Asian women to believe that they're undesirable. Now, guys, as you know, I talk a bit about some of the luxury experiences that I've had, and I've been gifted by guys and just like people in general. And I've mentioned this on my channel, but I did have quite a rough teenage period, and it was very, very difficult for me. And I worked excessively, extremely hard to get myself to a place where I was incredibly confident. But not only that, like I had genuine self-esteem, genuine self-belief, right? And genuine confidence in who I am, my ability. I believed that I was enough. I believed that I was okay. And a lot of people, they can't relate because self-love is not something that the majority of human beings are experiencing currently, right? And for a lot of people, it really shocks them to believe that someone like me, especially a black woman who wears my natural hair and just dresses as I want and just does as I want, is genuinely okay with how I look. I'm 100% completely in love with myself and everything about me because I've accepted who I am. I love who I am, right? I genuinely don't feel the need to change anything. But a lot of these people that you see posting stuff like this on forums like this, they don't like who they are. And plastic surgeons are feeding their children off your self-hatred. Plastic surgeons are feeding their children and getting rich off your insecurities and off your unhappiness with yourself. These are people who dislike themselves so much that they're trying to make other groups of people dislike themselves. That's all it is at the end of the day. People who dislike themselves so much that they're trying to make other groups of people dislike themselves. And the target of this usually falls to African and Asian women and Asian men as well. Now, a lot of people will say that this is trying to uphold white supremacy and racism. And this is true because, you know, as we see, a lot of the time they like to say that black women are aggressive. But if you look at other groups of women, they are also aggressive when they need to be, and sometimes when they feel that they have to be. But black women specifically, and sometimes even Asian women as well, are the only ones touted as aggressive or masculine. Whereas if it's another group of women, it will be seen as cute or spicy, you know. And this is something that I see a lot. Now, I really want us to understand, right, that many of these people are deeply influenced by what they watch and have not actually been able to form an independent opinion based off life experience because they don't have any. They don't go outside. They don't interact with people. They stay stuck online and form entire ideologies and entire mindsets purely based off a couple of YouTube videos and comments. So this is another thing. A lot of these people commenting are also very inexperienced and have no clue about life, because a lot of us black women and a lot of us Asian women are very desired, and we've gone out and we've received nothing but positive attention. But like I said previously, when you tell them this, they will get really, really upset, especially when you have proof of this. It will hurt them. It will frustrate them. And that's because deep down, the issue is not with you, and it's not with whether they're trying to tell you that you're undesirable. It's with them. It's with the fact that they're not happy with who they are, right? And the fact that they don't like themselves. Now, I'll give you an example, because actually I saw something about me very interesting online. Do you know what though? I will say one thing. I'm really proud because I can see that some black women and some Indian women, Asian women, just women in general in the BAME community, some of them are able to see through this, as you can see through some of the comments. Some of them are able to see through the BS and are pointing it out. So take note of these people, because their mindsets, chef's kiss. So recently, I actually discovered myself on, well, should I say recently? It was like a couple of months ago, actually. I actually discovered myself on one of these disgusting look obsessed forums, right? Now, I don't browse anything like that really, to be honest. Because I just don't need to. It's not necessary to the positive development of my life. And I don't think it's necessary to the positive development of any black woman or Asian woman or white woman's life. The majority of people on there are not on there for positive reasons. They're on there because they hate how they look, and they hate who they are, and they hate their lives. Now, I discovered myself on one of these forums. Can we be real as well? Because a lot of these men are not a prize. They do not treat the women that they manage to get access to well. And many of them are just not great partners. So why should anybody care about what they prefer? Because even the people that they do prefer get treated like rubbish by them. So like, who wants to be preferred by them? Why should that be important? Because what I'm seeing a lot of women being treated horrifically in their relationships. and some women being treated badly by men who they're not even in relationships with. They're in like situationships or some messed up situation or some sort of, I don't know, something. And they're still getting treated badly by a guy who they don't call their boyfriend or their husband. So, but in this post, they mentioned quite severe frustration at the thought of me, a black woman, being spoiled because in their eyes, I did not deserve to be spoiled, which is quite hilarious considering that they don't even believe they deserve to live good lives. So I find that incredibly amusing. First of all. Second of all, these people, I don't want to be harsh because I never actually felt any kind of way about it. You know, I discovered this post months ago and I've never mentioned it until this video. Like it's just a non-starter. It's like getting angry over ants. It's like getting angry over ants. It's just not relevant. It's not even beneficial for me to be stressed over this. As someone who is so blessed, to be honest, I don't feel the need to be annoyed with people who are so miserable and who are suffering so deeply with their lives, right? Because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for me to do such a thing, and it doesn't benefit my life in any way. I was just completely indifferent, to be honest. I'm so sorry to say, but I was completely indifferent, and which is why I'm able to post about it on the video, because it just means absolutely nothing, right? And here we have a group of people who have not even been able to make any destiny or future for themselves, being annoyed at my outcomes and my luxurious experiences as a black woman. Now, a little bit of a trigger warning for any black women or black men who are infuriated whenever they see racist comments, because there are a couple of racist comments that are in this post. The post was very short, by the way, and the person has now deleted themselves from, I don't know, that forum. But just a trigger warning, there is a couple of one or two racist comments with racist slurs, racial slurs that are commonly used against black people in this post. So I just wanted to let you know that, so that you can absorb that. Well, not absorb it, but so that you can just move past that as you view the content, okay? When I tell you that people are stressed and frustrated over me, you think I'm joking. As you can see, I'm not joking. There's literally a whole post made on me with several racial slurs said against me because of how blessed my life is. So these idiots who made this post think they're racially superior. But what's interesting is to me is that you think you're racially superior, but you can't even get your life into a decent state. You can't even get yourself into a place where someone would want to spend the rest of their life with you, or even spend 5 minutes with you, let alone the rest of their life. And you hate how you look and you hate yourself so much that you spend all your time online complaining on a very weird and bizarre forum about your looks, and complaining on a very disturbed forum full of disturbed people about how you hate your life and nothing's working for you. That sounds like failure to me. In fact, the only thing that they are superior in is failing. So it's just interesting to me that idiots like this, who think they're so racially superior, are truly down at the bottom. You see, you can talk all you want online, but real life will show you where you are. And they are exactly where they're meant to be. And what these racist, failure to thrive weirdos don't understand is that making this post about me, it only shows how much they hate themselves and how bitter and frustrated they are. And one thing I've realized with bitterness is it only poisons the person who's experiencing it. It poisons you from the inside. And hatred against someone who's done absolutely nothing to you, it only hurts yourself. You only experience the karma of your own hatred, which will be pain and agony that you will start experiencing the more you hate. It's one of the reasons why I don't hate anybody. I don't have any feelings of hatred towards anybody, because it's draining life energy. Now, I'm a flawed human being, just like everybody else. I'm not perfect. There are things that I do that aren't good, and there are flaws that I have. But I consider myself to be really good in certain things. And one of those things is that I don't carry hatred for anybody. I don't carry hatred for anyone. because it drains your life force. It's not beneficial. It shortens your lifespan. And all you're doing is hurting yourself. And I can see that these people are deeply, deeply hurt from the inside out. And I wonder how that disgusting racist mindset is perpetuating itself in their real lives. Like, I wonder what their real lives look like. Like, if you can be this disgusting online, I can't imagine how you are in person. And you probably don't even realize that you're being disgusting in person as well. And I've noticed a lot about, certain people like this, these racist people online. They don't realize how disgusting they are in real life because they talk so openly with their racism online, but they won't realize when it carries into real life. So I can imagine just how much they're repelling people in real life with this kind of disgusting behavior. Now, I've realized that people like this live really shallow, miserable, and empty lives. And they put so much pressure on themselves in terms of looks that they completely self-destruct. And what they don't realize is that their version of beauty does not and is not everyone else's version of beauty. Everyone has their own subjective version of what they like, right? So just because they may not find me attractive doesn't mean other men won't. Plenty of men do. I find myself to be attractive, and plenty of other men with far more money, influence, power, intelligence than they have, right? And on top of that, I don't need the whole world to find me attractive. It doesn't feed my soul, right? I like compliments. Compliments are nice, right? But it doesn't give me validation. I appreciate compliments. I appreciate them. I like them, but it doesn't feed my soul. It doesn't give me happiness. What feeds my soul and what makes me actually happy is love and care from people that I love and people I care about. Is that reciprocal love and that reciprocal affection, and also my trust and self-belief in myself. That's what feeds my soul, not compliments or any of that, faff. Yeah. So as long as I like myself, I am ready leaps and bounds ahead of these people. And what makes it more interesting is these sad, very sad people feel so comfortable talking about Black women who are doing far better than them in every single category in life. I really want to urge Black and Asian women to not allow this negging to start making them think differently about themselves, because I know that happens a lot. Especially young, growing Black women and Asian women, young Black girls, young Asian girls. I don't want you to view content like that. And I don't want you to spend your time frequenting those areas, because there is nothing there for you. There's nothing that's going to elevate your life, make you happier, make you healthier, make you stronger, make you more intelligent. There's nothing you're going to see in these type of spaces. All you're going to see is misery and suffering and humans hurting each other. And I don't want you to experience that. So I would really urge Black and Asian women to just not frequent spaces like this, and just, not give in to this agenda, this conditioning, this negging that they're trying to do on the internet. They're doing this for a reason. So like I said, and I've been saying through this video, see it, see through it, move past it. So the reality is that this comes down to the fact that many of them genuinely do not believe, like I've said, that Black women deserve, and Black women and Asian women, just any woman who's really a minority, the BAME community, shall I say. Many of them genuinely don't believe that Black women deserve, and just the BAME community in general, good experiences. And, it's really unfortunate that these people cannot see their own disgusting behaviors and personalities and how that's impacting deeply on their horrific outcomes. But I have noticed, right, that they are especially annoyed with Black women who have fantastic experiences in life and who are treated well, which is the whole point of that post. The whole point of that hateful post about me is they were mad and they were upset that I was so blessed and I was so spoiled and I was so treated so luxuriously. And nothing has come of that post other than me continually getting spoiled and being treated more luxuriously, and even being proposed to and engaged by someone who they would consider a Chad, which I find incredibly amusing. and very ironic. And it's interesting because when I showed my fiance this post, my fiance was so disgusted. He was like, do you know what he said? He said, I hope they are sentenced to hard labor. So my fiance doesn't joke about me. He would literally step over there. Okay, so my fiance does not joke about me. My husband to be does not joke about me. He would literally step over these people's bodies for me. I'm not even joking. Right? And I just found it interesting because there's the very same person that the very same image, because these people are they're very much obsessed with black pill logic, and which is not logic, it's just nonsense. They're very much obsessed with this two-dimensional world and this, very binary way of thinking. The same person who's tall, handsome, well off, who is very deeply in love with me, by the way, is the very same person who cannot stand their ideas and the way of thinking, who is disgusted by them. And I just find that incredibly amusing and extremely satisfying. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys, especially black women, just how deep this thinking goes. When I tell you, right, that they want you to think you're undesirable, it is because they want to damage your mind. And this is also for Asian women as well. They want to damage your minds. But we all know in reality, they are the ones with the damaged, destroyed, and devastated minds, right? Now, I don't look at content like this regularly at all because I like to have a healthy mind. I like to, do things that will benefit my life. I don't like to engage in self-destructive behaviors, patterns, or practices, right? And it would be completely counterproductive for any black woman to engage in content like this regularly, because all it's going to do is make you feel miserable, make you feel fearmonger you, and completely destroy any chance of you building any of your self-esteem. And the same thing I would say exactly the same thing for Asian women as well, and for women in the BAME community. And I'm sure there are even white women as well who experience this too, because I really want us to get rid of this idea. And I think a lot of black women have this in their mind, right? That white women get treated the best. Absolutely not. I have seen plenty of white women, right, who have not had half of the luxurious experiences that I've had. And I've seen plenty of white women who've been treated absolutely atrociously by their own white men, by men of other races that they're with, right? Women get this misogyny equally. They all get this misogyny, and they all get this hatred, and they all get this disgusting mindset from men. It all comes to everybody equally, right? It's about their mindsets. It's not about the women themselves. Do you know the funniest thing? That is not the most amount of likes I've received on a dating app. The first time I went on a dating app, I received 14,000 likes, right? And this is not to say that I haven't been approached outside. I have literally got a video up where I've actually recorded an encounter of a man asking me out, a black man asking me out. And not only that, right? But right from when I was, a teenager, I was having people approach me. I've always had people interested in me. And that is the story for a lot of black women. A lot of black women have always had that interest, but they're trying to make you, and a lot of Asian women too, but they're trying to make you believe that you've not. Now, I really want you to understand that you don't need to listen to very frustrated people like this. You need to understand what they're trying to do. You need to see through it, and you need to move past it, right? So what's the mantra? See it, see through it, move past it. I haven't even begun to talk about this. So, the fact that they're trying to make black women really believe, and listen, my experiences are not unique to me. Well, maybe, yes, they are unique to me, but they're not unique to black women or Asian women or Indian women or any of the women that they are trying to demonize, and they are trying to brainwash and mindfuck in this post. And this is one of the reasons why I always advise, like, in general, if you want to have a healthy mind, you need to be offline. Only come online if you're trying to create content and, make some money. But otherwise, you need to be living the majority of your life offline, and you need to be making leaps and bounds in your life offline. Otherwise, you end up like these people on weird lookism forums, complaining and arguing about people who are far more blessed than they could ever imagine or hope to be. That is what you will end up as. And listen, I don't want that for Black women or Asian women or anyone in the BAME community or white women or whatever. I don't want that for women in general. Okay, I don't want you to believe that you are undesirable because of some very miserable people online. Very hard. We're living in a world where it's very, very hard for people to just have any sort of confidence at all. People are so desperate to beat the living daylights out of any confidence or any, respect or love for yourself that you manage to develop. You have to work extremely hard to counter people's efforts to bring your confidence down to a level that they are comfortable with. And people don't like to see people who are confident within themselves. People don't like to see people who like who they are. And people don't like, and that's one of the reasons why, actually, I was actually very flattered, when I saw something like that. I felt indifferent, but I also felt really kind of like, yeah, I am really just that blessed. Be mad about it. Be extremely mad about it, right? So I really want Black women to continue to understand, and Asian and Indian women as well. You can just see all the comments in this post just riddled with frustration and riddled with just complete nastiness. It really boggles the mind how people can be how the internet has made people so miserable, and yet they can't get off it. So the internet has made you miserable, but yet you love the misery and you can't get off it. But then you're spending all your time complaining about how miserable you are and how the internet has made you so miserable. This is the loop that people are stuck on, Do you know the most interesting thing, I think, about things like this is that a lot of these people who post in stuff like this on Reddit forums, and stuff like that, they would also consider themselves to not be the most attractive, but they always have the most to say about how other people look, especially Black women, especially Indian women, Asian women. And it just goes to show the self-hatred reflected back at them. People who are comfortable with themselves don't spend too much time talking about other people. And as I've said previously, I'm completely indifferent to this, because at the end of the day, I'm getting married and about to start my life with the man that I love, who loves me so much. I've already won. I got the man of my dreams. I've already won. So, it's just completely, it's a non-entity, essentially. But I really want Black women, Asian women especially, to understand just how deep this conditioning goes. And it's quite interesting because being in an interracial relationship, as you guys know, my husband-to-be is Polish. We're having 2 weddings. One is a destination wedding in Nigeria, which is my home country. And then one is in the UK, which is also where I was born. And it's quite interesting because I've got to learn so much about his culture and just about people in general, especially Polish people who I would literally have never, taken the time to fully, properly understand if I wasn't in this relationship. And I found that a lot of the weird mindsets against Black women is also just lack of exposure. Like, genuinely, a lot of weird mindsets against Black women, Asian women is just genuinely a lack of exposure, a lack of opportunity to meet people who are different from you and people who don't, live the way you do, which is honestly one of the reasons why travel is just so important, because you need to go and see how other people live, you see how they think, and you need to understand that your way of thinking and your way of doing things is not the only thing. It's not the only way, especially people from different cultures. But one thing I will forever 100% stand on is that consistently putting out a hateful rhetoric about other groups of people will only ever lead to developing a hateful attitude towards yourself and everybody else. And I see that reflected in these Reddit posts and in this other post as well. Now, my hope really is that on my channel, women will develop their self-esteem, really question things, and just begin to understand that they deserve to be treated well, and they deserve to be taken care of, and they deserve to have fun and enjoy the relationships they're in. So many people just don't enjoy the relationships they're in. They can't stand the relationships they're in, and they don't like the people that they're with. And I'm honestly so grateful that I love my fiance and enjoy being with him. And he enjoys being with me, because I know that from what I've seen with other other relationships, right, that's not the case. So yeah, if they were mad about me receiving 2,000 likes when I joined the dating app back in 2022, before I met Greg, my fiance, my husband-to-be, then I hope they get really infuriated when they learn that I received 14,000 likes when I first went on the dating app a couple of years ago, almost 10 years ago. Get mad about that. Get mad about all the wonderful experiences that I've had and that I haven't had to beg for, because as a Black woman, I have met many men of many different skin tones who have found me very attractive, and who have found many other women very attractive, many other Black women, Asian women, Indian women very attractive. I have seen Black women getting some of the most amazing treatment and some of the most amazing experiences just based off accepting who they are, being themselves, focusing on achieving their goals and their dreams. And that is honestly the only thing that will ever get you into a good position in life, as well as luck. And I haven't even begun to touch on some of the very luxurious experiences I've had. When I was in Nigeria and I made a vlog on my trip to Nigeria, I was approached by a Nigerian politician. And if you guys don't know Nigerian politicians, they have money, right? I was approached by a Nigerian politician. He heard my accent. He just loved the way I spoke. And he invited me up for, to go watch horse racing. He even offered to fly me back to Nigeria. I told him, look, I'm getting married. I've met a wonderful man and I want to marry him. And do you know what his response was? His response was, so I know you have somebody. It doesn't matter. I'll still fly you out. He didn't even care. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I've had plenty of experiences like this. When I was in America, I had somebody from one of the work teams buy me dinner. And I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask for any of this stuff. I've even got shorts on how I've had a guy pay for a hotel stay for me. I didn't know who he was. I just missed my flight and he felt sorry for me and he paid for a hotel stay for me. I've had a man just randomly buy me shoes out of nowhere. I've got shorts on all of this. I have so many experiences like this. I haven't even begun. In fact, I'm not joking, guys. When I was in Nigeria, not only did this politician, and as you guys know, I'm like 100% deeply in love with my fiance. I would never, ever give him up for anybody. We've attracted the attention of a government minister who is giving us a ride in his very large ship. Amazing. Okay, let's go. Listen, I'm not even joking. My friend was so excited, right? She was so excited because when I was in Nigeria, she was just getting to experience all these cool experiences because I was getting gifted and I was getting, offered all these cool experiences by random guys, by random Nigerian guys. Now, I'm the kind of person where I'm very loyal to my friends, and I don't call someone a friend lightly. I have a very tight circle. So if I call you a friend, it means I really value you. So if you're coming to try and spoil me, or you're coming to try and gift me something, or you want to, take me on an experience or whatever, or you just want to gift me something as a guy and I don't know you, if my friend is beside you, you must surely do the same thing for my friend. You cannot come and buy me a drink and then my friend is standing there and you don't buy my friend a drink. No, 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 no. You cannot treat me nicely and treat my friend, and other my friend, and I think that I'm going to be impressed by that, or think I'm going to like that. Absolutely not. My friend is my friend. You're not going to just treat me nicely and my friend is standing there. Absolutely not. So if you're going to do something nice, then my friend comes along. That's the kind of person I am. Now that doesn't necessarily mean, that I bring my friend along with everything. But if I'm out and someone wants to come and do something nice for me, let's say I'm out with my friend, then my friend should be included in that. Because you can't be nice to me and not be nice to my friend and think I'm going to like you. My friend has been my friend. You're a random person. Another amazing privileged experience I had was before I flew to Nigeria, actually. I missed my flight and I met another guy who also missed his flight. He was a gold member with British Airways. And he just didn't care that he missed his flight. He completely did not care. I think he misses his flight on a regular basis. So we were the only two people that missed our flight to Nigeria. I was really devastated and he just didn't care. So he got his flight upgraded. He was already in first class. And when he saw that I missed my flight and I was really devastated, he basically paid for my flight rebooking, which I can't remember how much it cost. It was like £600 on top of the 1,000 something I had already paid. And then he paid for me to stay at this beautiful Renaissance hotel, and he gave me his first class vouchers, because when you're in first class you get vouchers like to eat, and so he gave me the vouchers as well. And I think the hotel stay, I have it here, it was like £300. It was really nice. I didn't even know who this guy was. He told me, do you know what he told me? He told me that I reminded him of his daughter, and that when I was really sad, and because I was like super sad when I missed my flight, I was in tears. He said he felt really bad and he just wanted to make sure that I was okay. So he paid for my upgrade, he paid for my hotel stay, and he gave me his vouchers. And then I didn't even get to say goodbye to him, nothing, because he left very early in the morning, because we stayed in the same place, but he left very early in the morning. I didn't even know what room he was. He was completely on the other side of the hotel to me. He gave me his number. Even my mum tried to call him and thank him, but his number never went through. I never saw that guy again. I literally just got blessed by him and he disappeared. And he told me he was a lawyer in the US and he just disappeared after that. This is where I am at the Renaissance Hotel currently. So here is the wardrobe. Simple standard hotel shit. And this is the hotel. This is the free lunch that the hotel manager gave me just out of the kindness of his heart. And then this is the room. Here's the TV. So yeah. Here we are. You guys really don't know. You really don't know. I don't brag at all. I really don't brag, because if I tell you guys the kind of experiences that I've had, the kind of things that guys have done for me, like, oh. Hey, hey, I don't want to make people cry, so I'm just not gonna talk about it anymore. But that was just to give you an example of just like some of the things that I've received. And listen, like I said, I'm not someone that I don't need to force anyone to do anything. People do stuff because they want to, because it is their wish, their desire. I'm not the kind of person that asks for things, and if I do ever ask, it's never more than once. So if people want to do something, and if guys do something for me, a lot of the time it's because they want to, right? It's because there's nothing on earth that's going to stop them from doing it other than them. So yeah, that's just to show you a little bit of like the privileges that I've had. And I'm sure I'll get people who are frustrated and annoyed at this. It is what it is, right? But I find it interesting that, a lot of women have had this experience. A lot of women have had experiences like mine, but then people are so desperate to make it look like they're not desired online. Yeah. Out in the real world, that is not the case. Absolutely not. Things are happening, okay? I remember when I was leaving Nigeria, she was like, "Oh, I really wish you wouldn't go. I'm going to miss you so much. I've had a fabulous time since you've been here, just because we've been getting to do all these amazing things together, and you've been getting gifted, and it's just been so fun to share that with you." Honestly, I was really sad to leave Nigeria, but I had to come back to the UK because things are happening in the UK, okay? And this is where I'm based. This is where I'm home based, even though I have like a property in Nigeria and I've got a lot of family there. This is where I'm based. UK is where I'm based. So I used to have a big Instagram called Tessmare, and oh wow. If you ladies know the kind of messages I would receive on there, I'm gonna give you like a whole slideshow because it's hilarious.
Makeup stained sheets and tear-soaked cheeks.
As some of you who are subscribed to me will know that, my fiance, my husband to be, I can't wait to call him my husband. I'm going to be saying husband, 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 husband. I'm going to be greeting him. Hello, husband. Hello, husband. How are you today? Hi, husband. I'm just going to be saying that. I'm just going to be literally abusing the hell out of the word husband. But honestly, as some of you know, my husband to be really spoils me. He really does. He spoils me rotten. Right? He, as he does things for me, like taking me out. And he's done this right from when we first met, right from our first date. He spoiled me rotten. He's taken me out to things and done things for me and got me expensive things. He just likes doing that. It's not even just the material side. It's also just, the emotional side. He's so giving and sensitive, and he cares about how I feel. Like, he cares about my emotions, my feelings. He really shows love, and I love him so much because he shows how much he loves me, and he shows how much he cares, and he always wants me to be happy, So it's not even just it's not, when we're talking about, me being gifted things, it's not even just the material side. It's also the emotions of that person. It's also their love, their care, their affection. That's very important as well. One of the things I actually really like about myself is that I'm incredibly loyal. And I'm incredibly, and one thing I like about myself, not only am I incredibly loyal, but I'm very honest with Greg. So whenever I get asked out, or whenever a guy wants to do something for me, a random guy, I always tell Greg, "Oh, look, this is what this guy wants to do." A lot of trust between us. We tell each other everything, like it's ridiculous. There's a lot of trust between us, and because I always tell him everything, he just finds the whole thing amusing. He thinks it's cute. He thinks it's funny. So I would love to know your thoughts on this post down below. I personally found it absolutely disgusting, but not surprising. And it's definitely rooted in white supremacy and racism, and just genuinely people disliking themselves and wanting to push that dislike of themselves onto others because they can't accept themselves And so they don't want black women to be able to accept themselves, or Asian women, or Indian. They don't want anyone to be able to accept themselves because they don't like who they are. So if they're miserable, everyone else must be. And I would love to know more about your thoughts on this. And I honestly want to, like, again, as I said previously, I really want to urge women in the BAME community to just understand what this conditioning is, what it's trying to do, what they're trying to achieve, and just walk right over the message. And this goes for white women too, because honestly, I like to include majority of women on my channel, to be honest, and my message goes for women in general. It doesn't really matter what skin tone you are. I've spoken a little bit on how, actually quite a lot, on how Greg has spoiled me a lot, and I showed a lot of it on the channel. I've had numerous videos and posts, you know, with our recent 2-year anniversary, because we've been together 2 years now. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, somebody loves me. Okay, well, we've been together 2 years now, and you know, just our amazing adventures. We travel and stuff like that, and I've showed a bit of it on the channel. But like I said, there have been a lot of luxury experiences I've had, and a lot of things gifted to me. This isn't just, you know, when it comes to me dating online. You know, it comes to me, you know, outside in real life. When I go out, I've had drinks bought for me. I've just had experiences, things gifted to me that I haven't asked for. And I'm someone who, I don't really ask for things more than once. If someone's giving me something, or someone's doing something for me, it's because they really want to do it. And my fiance is exactly like that. Greg loves me so much, I could not stop him from doing anything he wants to do for me. And Greg is a very confident and self-assured man. He is a very confident and self-assured man, a man with ego and pride. So you can't force him to do anything. He does as he wishes. So if he's doing things for me, it's because he loves it. It's because he wants to. And that's how it's been with every guy who's done things for me. A lot of the time, it's because they want to. Most of the time, if not all of the time, they want to. There is nothing that will stop them from doing what they want to do for me other than them, right? And, you know, they try to make it look as if, oh, black women are the only ones who have these negative stereotypes, such as obesity, such as, you know, aggression, when literally the entire fucking planet has many people who display these traits, of all races, of all ages, of all age groups and demographics and ethnicities and freaking generations, right? But they try to make it look like it's specifically black and Asian women because of the disturbed agenda that they have. And that's another thing that upsets people like this. When they discover that black women are treated, a lot of us are treated quite well, they realize that their stupid, useless words have no power over our outcomes in real life, because many of us are still getting treated well and still being spoiled outside, right? And then they realize that actually their words didn't translate over to real life, and it didn't affect our outcomes. One of the things I've noted about one of the reasons why I think I get spoiled and treated well quite a lot is honestly genuinely because I think I just accept who I am. Like, I'm okay with it. I like it. I embrace it. I enjoy every single thing about myself. And I think that in the real world that tends to attract quite a lot of different personalities to you, which can bring open a lot of opportunities. And you know, another thing I realized is the motivation behind Reddit posts like this and this despicable post made on me is jealousy. These people are jealous that they couldn't get outcomes with the way they look, but that I'm happy with the way I look. And I got the that not only am I happy with the way I look, I love the way I look. I enjoy it. I don't feel the need to change it the way they feel the need to change the way they look. And I still got the outcome, the life that I wanted, looking exactly how I look. And I love it. There's an element of jealousy in that, because they never accepted themselves. And in this world, you have to try and accept yourself no matter what. You cannot run away from who you are, yourself, because yourself will always be there. A lot of men are very jealous of women's prospects. They're very jealous of women's dating prospects, offline, online, just in general. They wish they were in that position, but they'll never be. So that's another thing that makes him really angry. But yeah, there's this jealousy, and this is why they try so hard to push Black women's image down, push women who are minorities down. And look, rating sums like Reddit True Rate Me, which I've discussed before, where so many women, white women, Black women, even they'll come on, they'll try and rate themselves, and they'll get absolutely obliterated by these. Most of them are men, most of them are males who aren't even confident enough to show their face anywhere. Literally, these people don't even leave their house. They leave their house to go and say hi to the cashier because nobody is talking to them. They don't have any contact with the human world. They have no friends. They have nobody that's interested in them. And these are the kind of people that are going around making Black women and making women of color believe as if they have no prospects. Absolutely fucking not. No fucking chance. So yeah, I just want you to see it, see through it, and move past it. And that's why I've created this video, because I want you to see how deep the conditioning is, how desperate these people are. These people are desperate. This is an act of desperation. So that's it. We've reached the end of the video, and that's pretty much all I wanted to discuss. Just a Reddit analysis of that horrific post, the consistent negging of Black and Asian women, and in terms of desirability, and also just like personal experiences that I've seen about me online, and in my own personal luxury experiences of being spoiled by people. And I just wanted to talk about it and how we can combat that together. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I love you guys on the channel. I love all the support. I love all the comments and all the consistent support. And, you know, just seeing the same people show up again and again is absolutely amazing. It's absolutely fabulous. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification button, and I will see you very soon. There's more content to come on the channel. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.